Hey, it's been a while. Okay, I know I haven't posted in a few months. It has been a crazy few months, and I apologize. Life happens. YouTube isn't my job. I don't make any money from these. These are just for fun. So I do apologize to all of the new recent subscribers, individuals who've been commenting. I am still alive. It's one of the reasons I decided to do this video in person rather than with my admittedly adorable avatar. So fun fact about me, I really like the Pokemon TCG. That said, beyond collecting, I didn't really get into playing the Pokemon TCG until this last couple years. My oldest daughter had been asking me, tips on how to play it, and I wasn't sure how. Pokemon then released the Path to the Peak animated series, and it was kind of fun. It kind of got her even more interested in wanting to learn how to play. So she and I kind of dove in and we learned together. And it's been a fairly fun journey the past year or so learning how to play Pokemon with my 8-year-old. Because of that, I also got fairly invested in the Pokemon Online app. I believe it's also called Pokemon TCG Live, or at least it was at one point. Essentially, it is a virtual version of the card game. In fact, every pack that you buy comes with little cards that have a QR code. If you scan those QR codes in that app, you get a virtual pack from that set. It's kind of a cool way to make the money spent on cards go a little bit further, especially if you're a person that plays rather than just collects. Luckily for us, even though we were just collecting, we were saving those little cards because I wanted to get back into playing it. I tried to play it back in 1998, and I was a small child and didn't get it, and neither did most of my friends. So we just kind of made up our own rules a lot. But since that time, I had played other TCGs. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! When it was at its hype back in the day. I know it's still around, but from what I understand, it got really complicated. And I played a bit of Magic the Gathering over the last few years. Not a lot. It never really sucked me in like it did a lot of my friends. And there's other modern ones, like I've heard One Piece is good, Lorcana looks interesting, but I really always just wanted to get back into Pokemon. And look, you saw the title of this video, you know where it's going. A good way, in my opinion, for individuals who have not played to get into the Pokemon TCG is with the new app, Pokemon TCG Pocket. Pokemon Pocket is a recent app where you get to collect virtual cards, very similar to the Pokemon Online app, but the main difference is this is a more streamlined version. The cards in this game are only part of this game. Some of them are art reprints of ones from back in the day, but most of them are created entirely for this game to an extent. Again, a lot of the art is the same. Some of the art is brand new, other art in it is from other runs of the game. Regardless, what I'm saying is the packs in this game are specific to Pokemon Pocket. You cannot go buy Genetic Apex cards at the store. The app gives you 2 free packs every day, which is nice, I think, personally. There's a free trial for their premium, and that gives you an additional pack every day. I believe that my trial runs out on the day that I'm recording this, so I will be going back to 2 packs a day in about an hour. In my opinion, Pokemon Pocket seems like it is entirely based around getting people interested in collecting and trying the card game. In general, Pokemon is a fairly simple card game, especially compared to other contemporaries like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Even battles in this app are much more streamlined and straightforward than the ones in the full game. Pokemon Pocket simplifies it even more. It makes it almost like a beginner's experience, a practice game to get you into the real one. And it's fun. I think a lot of people that are getting into it are people that haven't tried the TCG yet, or that have been wanting to get into collecting cards, because both of those aspects are very well done. In my personal opinion, most of the app is geared towards the collecting aspect. It's not as much geared towards the combat, which is probably why the combat is so simplified, so quick, and so snappy. Even the deck building has been kind of streamlined here. The decks are much smaller in Pocket than in real life. The real decks are 60 cards, the Pocket decks are 20. If it all seems confusing and you need a little bit of help, there is an auto build feature that will make you a deck based on the best options from the types that you choose. Then after you play a few rounds, you kind of get the hang of it, you can start tweaking the decks, making them more what you want rather than what the computer thought sounded good. There are a number of training battles against a computer player that kind of vary. There's a whole tiers when you're first starting out, and each type is used so you can try different types of decks, get used to different types of cards. Again, those get more advanced as you continue on, and it kind of helps you learn as well as earns you points to get more packs. The biggest complaint I've heard about the app so far is that the online battles don't have a lot of big rewards. And I know that's a thing for a lot of people, like they want some kind of a ranking. They want some kind of something. We have that in the Pokemon Online app. There is a ranking every time a new set comes out. Pokemon Pocket, on the other hand, does not have that type of tiered ranking, and a lot of people miss that. They want to prove that they're the very best, like no one ever was.
I understood that reference.
And it's just not an option yet. And I think that's all right, in my opinion. I think as this is such an app geared towards newbies, I think it's totally okay that there's no big ranking system yet. There will be eventually, I'm certain. I've heard some people compare the current run of the app to when Marvel Snap first came out. I didn't play Marvel Snap, so I can't tell you whether or not that's a good description, but the people who are using that as a comparison are using it in a positive light. So take that as you will. I will say I've had the app for over a week now, and the dopamine hits I get from opening packs has not stopped. Even when it's not a great pack, it's still just very fun to do. The collecting aspect has always been one of my favorite parts of Pokemon. I still like the battles, but honestly, if I feel the battles are starting to get stale on Pocket, I can just go back to online and have battles with full decks, and those are really fun. If I was going to do a complaint against this app, I would say I don't like how many, just the sheer amount of currencies. Trading card games already are live action gacha games, and this feels so much more gacha-y than even regular buying cards does. There are so many different currencies. Some of them don't even have a use yet. And yes, a lot of the currencies can be bought with real money, which I am not a fan of. I know they're all options, it's not something that you have to do, but a lot of people are spending money. This game has already made way more than Pokemon Go, and surprisingly, Pokemon Go still makes money. I know that there's a few people, myself included, that still play Pokemon Go from time to time, but from what I could find, it is still an intense moneymaker. And it looks like Pokemon Pocket's going to be the same way. But ultimately, I'd say it's worth a check out, If you're interested in getting involved in the Pokemon TCG, if you're interested in collecting the cards but you don't want to spend money, this is a pretty fun way to do a little bit of casual collecting, a little bit of casual battling, something to kind of get your toes wet, something to really get you started in the TCG. If you eventually want to get to the point that you want to play the real game, cool. I think that this is mostly designed to get people interested in the physical game. I could be wrong. It's going to make money from people that just want to play it on the app. I've been playing it on the app for free, and I'm really enjoying it, but I'm sure other people are going to be spending money as time goes on. Me personally, it just gets me more excited to go to live events where people are playing Pokemon. There aren't a lot of those in my area. The only local game store that's close enough to really go on a whim does not do Pokemon stuff. It only had like 3 people show up, and last year there was a day where my daughter and I were the only ones that showed up. The guy who owns the store was still really cool. He gave us some cards just as a thank you for coming. We just hung out, played games, ate some snacks, so it was still fun. But playing this online kind of satiates that desire to play Pokemon with more people, the same that the other Pokemon card app does. So ultimately, I would say if you're a fan of Pokemon, if you like the Pokemon card game and you already play it, or if you have not tried playing it but are interested, this is a game you might enjoy. I think you would get something out of this. There's enough here that people that already enjoy collecting and playing the card game are going to have a good time, but there's also enough here that an individual who has not yet had a chance to do any of that would have just as good of a time. There's only one card set out right now. It has 3 separate packs. Each pack has different pull rates, so right now is the best time to get involved if you want to try it out. It won't feel overwhelming to an individual who has yet to get into it. It's less confusing if you only have 3 options and all 3 options are in the same set. Anyway, I think that's just about it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all of the new subscribers and commenters. You guys are great. This is as close to 500 as I've ever been, and I'm super stoked about that. Again, sorry for the long wait in posting, not as long as it has been in the past, but this wasn't an official hiatus. This was just people got sick, stuff happened. Also, I got a haircut, so it's short now. There were 2 videos that were supposed to come out in September that have not yet. I am working on those, so don't be shocked if a video comes out soon where I have long hair again. All right, well, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things. I'm Dogface. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Be kind to each other.